All right, everybody, we are getting started. We are back after taking NFL Draft Thursday off. How did everybody enjoy the draft? How did your teams do? For me, it was a typical Patriots draft where we traded down and picked people we've never heard of. Hopefully, they're going to end up getting signed by the Cleveland Browns in 8 years for way too much money, but that's my hope. Before we get started, I'm just going to paste some of the previous chats that we have up on YouTube into the chat here. So have a look at the most recent ones. You can watch them at your leisure. They're going to be up there until the season starts, and then I'm going to be taking them down. So make sure you have a look. They're not going to be up there for too much longer. Some updates from Football Alberta. It looks like on May 15th, we're going to get some more idea on whether or not we're going to be able to have our seasons go from there. So everybody look forward to that. So May 15th, hopefully we'll have some more information. One other announcement before we get started on today's call. For fall season, Danny, they're going to let us know when we're going to look at opening everything up and go from there. So we should know more details then. One more announcement before we get started. I want to wish a very happy birthday to 14-year-old Ben Klassen. So if everybody could give Ben a shout out in the chats, please, that would be great. We all drove by his house. We embarrassed him. He seemed pretty embarrassed. So that was exactly what we wanted. See, I love it. I love the happy birthdays coming up. That's great. So Ben, happy birthday. We're going to dedicate today's class to you. So here we are. We're going to move right on. Today we're going to be talking about play action plays. Okay, so a lot of this is going to be set up on some of the other stuff that we've looked at. So mainly our outside zones, and we're going to be looking at our counters. Okay, we have play actions set up off of them. I've got some really good looks of them. But as usual, we're going to talk about practice first. Okay, and we're going to focus on, it's a QB day, so we're going to focus on some more QB drills. First one is going to be a follow-through drill. Quarterbacks paired off about 10 yards apart, throwing directly in line with each other, kneeling down on the throwing knee. Okay, so the throwing knee is down. Receiving quarterback will hold both hands up, giving the throwing quarterback a target to throw to. Don't throw hard and concentrate on the target. Now, again, this drill is a pre-practice drill. I expect quarterbacks' arms to be warmed up before practice starts. So if you're playing quarterback, unfortunately for you, and fortunately for you, this is a leadership position whether you want it to be or not. So you are setting the pace no matter what. You are the guy who's the first one out of practice. You're the first person throwing footballs. And for early outs, you are really important. So make sure your arm is warmed up before you get to your part in practice. Okay, so let's move over, have a look at this drill. Again, I'm stretched a little bit for film because I haven't been able to get outside and focus this. So this is a little bit different than I like. I don't necessarily like the high point and just doing the follow-through side. I just like snapping the shoulder back and going from there. But this is a good show of where about you should be. They're about 5 yards apart. Okay, and we're going to be just launching the football at our partners. Okay, make sure we're looking the ball in. Okay, so this coach is emphasizing a high elbow, so he's emphasizing the end of this throw. So if you're doing that, if we can watch here, make sure we're following through and just getting that arm turned over at the end. Okay, next drill that we have. Let me pull up our PowerPoint again here. Okay, is going to be a circle drill. So this is one that we're going to do once practice starts. Okay, we're running in a circle playing catch and reversing the action. Some of you Dickinson kids do this all the time. As a variation, one man can stand still and the other can run around him. So coaches, if you don't have more than one quarterback, or if your quarterbacks are doing different drills, have a coach stand in the middle, have the quarterback running a circle around you. As he gets the ball back, he should be releasing the ball quickly. Make sure your shoulders and hips are always to be squared up with the target on the beginning of the throwing motion, okay? So let's have a look at what that looks like. Let me just end slide. Okay. So again, just running in a circle. Okay, make the catch and then get set up. Turn your hips, turn your shoulders, make sure we're making the throw, make sure we're doing the follow through, okay? Now switch directions a couple of different times. That way we're getting used to throwing with a different part of our body, different direction, right? If you're further past your body, you're really gonna have to snap your shoulder back in order to get the right plane. Okay, back to our PowerPoint here. Okay, our next one is going to be a cones drill. Okay, so the quarterback is going to be in the middle, and then he's going to move through the cones in a figure eight. When the coach calls the ball to throw, quarterback will step up and make his throw. Focus on keeping the ball on the shelf and making sure you're scanning downfield. That one is a little bit further ahead here, so let's move forward. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Just find the start of the clip here. Okay, quarterback starts in the middle. He's going to rotate from side to side, making a figure eight around, working on your pocket presence, looking downfield. Ball is on the shelf, ready to go. The coach is going to call for the football, and then you're going to deliver it here. Okay? Again, a lot of times it's not about making a giant move in the pocket. It's more about taking a step to the left, step to the right, step up, step to the side. If you've been a Patriots fan as long as I've had, you've seen Tom Brady with his slow feet be able to move a pocket around better than anybody else. You do not have to be quick to move a pocket around. You just have to have good pocket presence. Sometimes it's just as much as taking these little small steps, right? So it's really good to practice these with cone drills. Really easy drill to set up, and then coaches just call for the football whenever you like. Make sure the time's random when you call for the ball so the quarterback doesn't really get into a rhythm. Kind of simulates a game opportunity when a ball becomes available. All right. Coach Baker, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So Coach Baker's going to be joining us again, and we're going to be talking about play action today. So, yeah, I got let's see if I can get my lines back. Nope. Undo. Having a bit of huddle difficulties here. Nope. Okay. So first thing we're going to be looking at is our outside zone. So I'm going to let the play run a little bit, and then we'll run our play actions off that. Okay. Let me get that going. I think I've reached the age where I'm old enough that technology doesn't work for me anymore. Okay, as we're going to run this play, okay, this is 36 outside zone. So the quarterback's going to fake the 36 outside zone, and then we're going to go from there. Find my right tools here. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Give me 1 sec here. Now, the important thing with plays like this is that every little thing counts, right? So when we talk about the quarter, you'll see a play here where the quarterback's head position is really important. What I want from that is to make sure that our quarterback is looking the football in and admiring his work. So let's have a look at that here. So on this play, quarterback does a really great job selling the fake with his head in his hands. Okay, the backside D end bites, and it opens up room for the run and the pass. Okay, so again, this is off our Oscar. So everything looks the same. Everything looks like our outside zone. Okay, fullback is going to motion up. We're working to the stretch point. We've got the crack on the backside. Right there, if you notice right there, and I'll back it up a little bit, watch the quarterback's head. So right here, the quarterback is looking the ball in, and then right there, you can see the quarterback is actually looking at his handoff, admiring his work. You know, it looks like a great handoff, man. Everybody's happy. The only thing is the quarterback still has the ball. This defensive end right here, okay, he now thinks that this play is going on an outside zone. He's completely given up the angle on the quarterback, right? And he is still chasing to this day. Now, right here is our receiver. Okay, we have another receiver downfield. Quarterback has either one of them open, but he makes a decision early to eat up the yards. This is a huge gain. This was 1st and 20. We came off a penalty, and we're able to make up the yards there. Okay, but again, it all comes back to, if we move back here, to the fake from the quarterback, right? So again, quarterbacks, this little head turn really influences this D end over, okay? So little things like that can go a long way on plays like this. And Coach Baker, as always, feel free to jump in if you see something you like here. Okay, this is going to be the same play, okay? And this is an example of the quarterback rushing the fake. So because he hurries along in the fake, the defensive end doesn't really bite here. Okay, so defensive ends really need to be sold on this, right? If you do a really good job selling this, they'll bite. But if you don't, they're going to play it safe. Most defensive coordinators will tell their defensive ends that you have BCR responsibilities, or they'll have a linebacker who has that. Can anybody in the chat tell me what BCR responsibility means? Except for you, Coach Ford. See if any quarterbacks pay attention when the defense gets yelled at. No, that's a good guess, though. No. We're looking for bootlegs, counters, and reverses. So the defensive end from the defense's point of view, for the most part, is responsible for BCR, okay? Bootlegs, reverses, counters, right? So because of that, their job is to stay put. So what you do is you run your outside zones and your counters as much as you can until you see the defensive end trying to cheat. Once you notice some cheating, it's a really good time for a bootleg. Now, on this play, we actually don't spend enough time selling it. And as a result, they're not buying it, right? A lot of being an offensive player is being an actor and making everything look the same, right? Our quarterback on this play will not do that. Right here, we're going to get the ball snapped, rushes the handoff, rushes the fake, doesn't sell it, does not give this D end any time to believe that we have a handoff going the other way. Because of that, he is right in the quarterback's face, and we had a really good team that year. Quarterback still makes the throw. But we want options on this play, right? And the way you give yourself options is by selling that fake. If you don't sell that fake, nobody buys it, and you have a D end forcing the play, right? We still get a nice playoff, but what I really would have liked would be for this quarterback to have the time to hit the deeper route here. That makes sense? Okay.
Also, anytime we run rollout too, you want to hide the ball as the quarterback. Quarterback wasn't trying to hide the ball there at all. Just take advantage to hide the football, especially.
So what Coach Baker's talking about there too, right? Like if I always like two-handed handoffs for these kind of plays. Okay, because with a two-handed handoff, you can extend both hands, you can pull the ball back with your other hand and let them roll over an empty hand, right? So that really helps you hide the ball on your hip. It really helps you put in a position where they can't see the football. So what you really want to do, two-handed handoff, give them one hand, hide the ball on your hip, look back, make it look pretty, look at the great handoff I made, and then go from there. Okay, so like I said, this quarterback gets forced because we don't spend enough time selling it. Okay. Now here's another example. This quarterback really liked to run and really was not the most patient quarterback I've ever coached. Super talented kid, but always wanted to hurry up. And here he does not take the time to sell this. Notice his head here. He is not looking this ball. There's no reason to believe that this isn't a fake. Now this D end here, okay, if you're watching, really wants it to be a fake. He's already kind of turned his hips a little bit. He really wants to crash down. He really wants to make the play on the outside zone. But because we don't spend enough time selling it, and because we don't do the little things that we're talking about here, he doesn't buy it. And as a result, he's going to force KJ to throw the ball really early. Okay? Now, the other thing on this play is we were missing a crack that we needed. He didn't have his full route there, but even that little influence allowed that DN to make a great play.
I was just going to say that has to be a wrong route combo there.
Yeah, I was ignoring that too. But even right here, at this moment, that D end is wanting to crash. He's wanting to make a play. And if we give the head fake and if we hide the ball a little bit better, we're going to get that. And then we have the edge. Even with the wrong route combo, we could still have all of this green space here. But because we don't spend the time and we don't do the little things, we're in some trouble there, right? And again, this quarterback was one of the fastest kids in the league at the time. He could have outrun anybody there. We just chose not to. I'm going to show a bit of a different look now from the end zone look. Like I said, I wish we got this film a little bit more, but film's expensive and only Spring League gives it to us. So again, this is going to be a fake to this side. Danny's going to roll out this way. He doesn't do a great job selling the fake, but it's enough on the end to go inside. A few more seconds, and I think we would have had him turn his hip, and he would have been lost like a ball in tall grass. But let's run this through here. Okay, Danny sends some motion right here, and we're going to watch this player here and see if we can influence him at all. Now, he goes inside already, so we're off to a good start. And we come around the corner, and we make a nice completion. I would have liked a little bit longer on this play. Right there, we have the head in the right spot. But this player is so turned around that if we spend just a little bit more time hiding it on our hip, we get around that corner and we are gone. Now, we're supposed to have a fake crack on this guy. Now, what do you mean by a fake crack? We call it a kiss block at George Mack or at the Raiders. A lot of people call it a touch block, whatever. But what you're going to do is you're going to come out and make it look like you're blocking for 1 or 2 seconds, but you actually need to make contact. Number 14 here does not commit to that, shies away from the contact, and I think it hurts us here. 45, or I think that's 45, actually ends up picking up the guy that's not making the block, or sorry, he comes back into the play. But if he thinks you're blocking, he will get lost. And we don't do a good enough job selling that. We still make a nice gain. Everything still works. But the point of film is to really break down those little things. So if we can get a better crack and we spend just a little bit more time here with the fake, we're going to have all the time in the world. And really what I want is my quarterback to have the option at this point right here to either run with the ball or to have 2 guys open. And because we don't do a good enough job faking, we only have one option available to us, and that's throwing the ball downfield. just because it's a kiss block, just because it's one of those blocks doesn't mean that you can't make contact. What it means is you can't get blown up and you can't get tied up. So do make contact. Your whole point is to influence that end inside. That being said, don't get caught up with him because you still have a route to run afterwards. Okay. Now this is going to go to the right side here, and then we're going to boot to the left. Okay. This is an example for our receivers why spacing is important. So on this play, we have this player come in and then crack out here at about 4 yards. This player is going to drag across the field, and this guy's got an outside release 9. Now, what we're trying to do, especially in a zone situation, is layer that halfback, right? The halfback is either going to play the up guy or the middle guy, but he can't be right either way, right? If we don't run our routes at the proper depth, we now make that person's job really easy. They can half it, right? They can 50-50 their coverage. They can stand in the middle of those two players. They can make a play. What we want to do is force that defender's hand. He's going to have to make a decision, and he's going to have to cover the guy. And if there's two guys, whoever he covers, he's wrong because we're going to throw to the other guy. Now, let's watch this. Let's see the head fake here. Let's see if we can influence that D-end. I would have liked a little bit more time, but our D-end did go inside. And right here, we have two players, but what I don't like about it is this is 5 yards instead of 9, okay? This player should be hanging out in the back of the end zone, and we should have a really nice layer here, okay? If we don't get that, we can force their hand, and now people can get back into that play. If we really work on our depth and we really work on our separation, this play is a touchdown, right? Now, again, I would have liked to see our D-end a little bit more influenced by the play fake. We get a nice kiss, but we don't get as much influence as I would have liked. Coach Baker, you got something for me?
Yeah, it's really weird to see zone down in the red zone like that. That's not something you see a lot. So,
absolutely. We've talked about that on previous calls. If you see zone in the red zone, look at running a play like all hitches or something really simple with a really short pass, like a slant, one of our slant concepts, just because it's easy money. They really should be in man coverage here. But because they're not, we need to do a better job with our depth. Okay, moving on. Play number 6. Okay, this is going to highlight the importance of doing your job here, okay? So here we have an outside 9. We have a drag, another outside 9. And this player's job is to crack that end and then come out. Okay, again, I don't want him to get caught up with that player. I don't want him to lose his route responsibility. But he absolutely has to make contact. If he doesn't, people will cover you. The whole point of that kiss is to influence the defensive end to take an inside shade and to go inside the line and to chase, but it's also for you to get lost. Remember, this play looks like our zone running play, right? Our outside zone. So if we run outside zone 10 times in a row, that DN should be pretty used to you cracking them. That halfback should also be pretty used to you not being a part of the play. If you actually don't make it look the same and you don't get in there and be physical, there's no reason for that guy to believe you. And that's exactly what happens here, and we're going to have our quarterback forced to make a play because that DN doesn't buy it. Okay? So as we're rolling the play here, fullback motions up. Right here, we don't do anything, okay? There's no play in our playbook that looks like that. And now our quarterback has the D-end in his face, okay? Sorry, the D-end are the outside linebacker, but same concept, right? The last guy on the edge of the line. Okay? So make sure if you've got a job to do that you commit to it. Receivers, I can't say this enough. You're not going to get the ball if you don't know how to block. We will pull you from the field if we see these kind of plays often enough. Play number 7.
I also want to add on that last one. Like, as for the running back goes, there's no mesh even with the quarterback there. How are they going to think we have the ball if there's no mesh? And act like you have the ball, right? Pad level down, maybe make a hard cut or a juke, trying to get someone out of the play. The best thing ever on a play action play from a running back perspective is if you get tackled. That's awesome if you get tackled on a play action play.
Yeah, exactly. I said it earlier on in the call, but part of being an offensive player is being an actor. If you don't have the ball on a fake, if you get tackled, that's the best possible case scenario. Okay, just sharing the love here on the to improve upon field. We're going to talk about Adam Mosher here. Okay, Adam, we need to get a better a fake on this play, and as a result, you've got the defensive end right in your face. Okay, so we really rush through this handoff. We get a decent enough crack from Josh, not as good as I would have liked, but because we do no job selling this, that D-end is taking a straight run at you. I want this D-end to go heel down the line, and instead, because we don't sell this, because we're not taking the time and we're not being patient enough, we have that D-end right in our face and we have to make a play. Now, we do make a play and that's great, but if we don't complete that particular pass, we have no other options. If we can get this guy to bite, we have all of this room coming downfield. We can look at a deeper pattern. We can look at running the ball, okay? Got another one here, play number 8. We still need to sell this longer, but it's a little bit better. And our timing was off on the crack, but we get a really nice play here. Okay, so we're looking on the backside of this one. Our fullback screws it up here. Coming back across. Okay, and we get it a little bit deeper. Okay, a couple things to highlight here. Okay, besides the fullback making a mistake, take a little bit more time here. Look at the head of this quarterback here. He is already looking towards the play. I would prefer him to be looking this way, hiding the football, admiring his work. Quarterbacks, I can't stress this enough, this buys you time. On these kind of plays, we're purposefully not blocking the D-end. We might have a kiss on him. We might have kind of a half block, but we're leaving him alone. It's your job to account for him. The way you account for him is by spending time on the fake. Okay? If we had that head in there, we would have got a little bit more time, but we still make a really nice throw. I don't like the spacing here. It's not as bad as we saw earlier, but let's try to put them in a bind by getting our distances right. I would like that drag route to be coming across at about 14 yards, and we're only really about 8 or 9 by the time we catch it, maybe 10 at tops. We could still have room to take it up here, get a friendly finish, and if we caught it here, we'd have a lot more room. Okay. Now, let's watch this play. Okay. As we run through this, see right there, that little head fake. Okay, the ball is here in his hand. That little head fake right now on tape, you can't tell who has the football. It looks like we've made a play here. And, I would have liked to see this player carry it up, make a couple of moves and get tackled. But that's a really nice head fake here. Okay, we're taking the time here. We get a decent kiss block. And this is exactly what happens. This player gets lost in the shuffle, right? Probably should have been accounted for by one of these two players or one of the linebackers, but he gets lost because we were blocking so well all game long. And now the linebacker realizes what's going on, and now we could either run or we could throw or we could hit the deep route. We have 3 options on a play. The more options you have, the less the defense can win, right? And in this case, that player, number 45, is going to cover the receiver a little bit, and then he's going to decide the quarterback's too big of a threat, and then we get a really nice gain here, okay? Perfect. Okay, moving along to play number 10. Okay. Same play, same look. Okay. Now that to me is a work of art right there. Look at how beautiful this play fake is. Head in the right spot. We're rolling over the hand. Look how it influences this player, this player, this player, this player, and this player. We have taken 4 people out of the play by having a really nice play fake, right? So quarterbacks, this is something I would practice all the time. Don't get lazy out on this because it's going to save your life on a DN that's unblocked, right? We influence all of those players so much so we have 2 options. Quarterback can run it himself, but decides I'm going to take an easy touchdown and go from there. And then we're kicking an extra point. Okay, so moving along, we're going to now look at a play action off our counters, okay? So remember, our counters look like our outside zones as well. So instead of this being 36 Oscar or 36 outside zone or 33 counter, right, where he counter steps and then comes back, okay, we're looking at our counter boot, okay? So we're still pulling the guard and tackle, going from there. Duncan comes around the corner, and Duncan is run first and comes downfield. I know we get a holding call, but it's still a really nice play. Now,
that was a great job by the fullback on that one. That's such a hard block, asking him to block a DN one-on-one like that. He just washes him out of the play there.
Yeah, that fullback is year 5 down in West Shore right now. Aiden Enns, really good player. But nice play fakes here. It looks like Oscar. No, it looks like Candy. I would have liked Duncan to take a second and look back a little bit more, but he's ran this play a couple times. This happened late in the game, and he knew what to expect, so he sputtered along a little bit. The thing about this play, this is a really nice run by this quarterback, and it's a lot of yards gained. But one thing about this quarterback is he is not a running quarterback. He is a Ben Roethlisberger type. He sits in the pocket, and he likes to throw the football. So just because you like to throw the football doesn't mean there's space out there, right? So I'm looking at some of the guys on the call. I know St. Mackenzie, you're a pass-first quarterback. You're always looking to make a play, but you can make one with your feet on these plays, right? If we do a good enough job with the play fake, we're gonna have a lot of green space. And remember, you don't have to score on every play. If we slide out of bounds here, right? It was late in the game and we needed a score, so Duncan was going for one. But get out of bounds, live to fight another day, and we've got 10 easy yards, right? Next time, they're going to look for you to run first, and we're going to be able to pass over top. Okay, we got another look at the same sort of play here. Okay, this is a really nice fake. Same team too. Man, we played the Mavericks a lot. So fullback motions up. Okay, fake. Now look at that little influence there. A little bit longer would have been better, but look how it turns this player's hips completely, right? This player is actually in a very good spot to make the play, but not with his hips like that, right? We have successfully influenced that player to come inside enough, and we get around the corner, and we make a really nice throw. The route combo on this is 86. So we have, oh, wow, we don't have that. Sorry, mouse got away from me there. We have an 8, and then we have a fly and die out here. Okay, and he throws the ball. Really nice catch. Now, what I really like about this receiver, he was another really special receiver. James Spencer, he was the master of making one cut, okay? He never ran backwards. He would always make one cut and get whatever he could forwards. So on this play, this player's in a great spot to tackle him, puts his foot in the game, rolls off it, and immediately tries to get downfield. Okay? And we end up scoring, and we probably shouldn't have. He probably should have been tackled back there. But don't try to do too much. Try to get north-south as quick as possible. One move and gone. Okay? If he would have came back 4 or 5 yards, that would have been a loss. These players would have been able to help him out. But because he makes that one cut and he goes, we make a really nice play there. Coach Curry, I put on as many Jaden Spencer catches for you as possible. I know he was your favorite. Moving on to play 13. We've got a boot, really good example of the head fake that we've been talking about the whole call. Danny looks at it and he admires his handoff. He really, really, really likes his job. This is the greatest handoff Danny's ever done, and it's really going to help sell the D end. Okay? Look right there. Oh, look how beautiful my handoff is. Everybody likes it, right? Coming around the corner, sets up, makes a nice throw. I would have liked a better play from our fullback there, but that's a tough block.
That was ugly by the tailback too. Clazy did something weird there.
Well, we put Sean in that game a little. This is a little bit later on, and Sean's never really played fullback before. So
no, Sean's at tailback.
Who's 27?
27 is Liam.
Oh, Mr. McKeague. Okay, well, I would have liked Liam to seal this here and really help that linebacker inside. But that's beautiful right there. Look at the head. Look at admiring his work. The D end's crashing. I know this guy's looping around, but we make a really nice play here.
Yeah, Clazy did the fake in front of Danny. It should have been behind him. That's why it looks so weird.
Copy. It was hard to tell with the angle. Okay, play number 14. Again, quarterback does another good job of selling this, and we have great routes over top. Right, remember we have the 86. Now, if we don't get this drop, like this is a drop ball, but really nice play here. So as we go through here, fake is good. I would have liked a better play here. But right here, who's our winning route? Can anybody see what's coming available here? Yep. We've got the 8 over top. I know we take the first route because we've got some guys in our face. But again, that's a really nice route. Blaze does a good job. I would have liked to see Blaze aim a little bit deeper. So if we throw to him and we miss, we're missing out of the back of the end zone. But still a really nice play. All right. Now, these plays are always better if you set them up by running the previous plays successfully. Nobody's going to believe you're booting off outside zone if you can't run outside zone. So we always have to commit to the running plays first in order to open up the play actions. Okay, play number 15 here. We take a deep shot here and we just miss, but nothing wrong with that. Okay, motioning through. Again, you can see the red of Danny's face mask looking this in. I like that a lot. Ball is right here. We've rolled over the arm. And I want to highlight something in a sec here, so I'll let you watch the play. Danny's going to throw the 8. Blaze stops running a little bit. Didn't realize we had the arm that we had. But I want you to watch the running back after the play, after the fake handoff. If you didn't know this was play action, you would have thought Michael was coming downfield. Everything is the same. He actually even ends up taking a hit here. Okay? That is great work, right? That is great commitment to what we're trying to accomplish here, right? And we just missed deep, but I have no problem taking a one-on-one shot against an 8 there. Okay. Play number 16. We're going to take another deep shot. And let's watch the fake here. Got some pressure coming through. Okay, I would have liked a little more commitment here looking back, but we come around the corner here and we throw the football deep. I would have liked at this point, and we had one player to beat. I know we have a fast quarterback. Don't be afraid to run the ball, especially if there's only one guy and you think you can beat him. Get a jump football. We get a really nice play here. But again, look to run first if you can. And then we're looking at the medium route and then look at the deep route. Like, you don't have to score on every play.
The 5 was a nice choice there too. Would have been easy first down on second down and had his guy beat there.
Yeah. Down and distance is important too, right? On first down, there's nothing wrong with taking a bit of a deep shot, but if the game is a closer game or if you really need to extend a drive, there's nothing wrong with taking a shorter throw that's a little bit safer, right? Right? We don't have to win on every play. We don't have to win the game on every play. Okay, got 4 more clips for you. Play number 17. This is a quarterback who really wants to run first. This is the opposite of Danny throwing those 8s. Okay, so we get some really nice fakes leading up to this, right? Head's in the right spot, doesn't hold it long enough, but he is committed to the run and he is gone. Okay, the reason why I like having that 6 is it puts your receiver in a position to block and we get the first down. Okay, nothing wrong with using your wheels. If you're a run-first quarterback, if you're a guy who has a reputation of being a runner, look for the throw because people will do film work on you. If you're watching this quarterback on this play, you're going, well, I got to be careful for him on the boots for the run, right? And if you're a pass-first quarterback, if you're a guy who's used to sitting in the pocket and throwing the ball, the first instinct they're going to think is the pass. So look at using your wheels.
I like to say on boots too to my quarterbacks at Bantam and high school, when you're booting out, your mindset should be touchdown, first down, get down. So look to the touchdown, look to that deep route. If it's not there, think first down. If you can get it with your wheels or with the shorter route, think that. And if not, get down. Don't take the unnecessary hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good things to go by. Especially because not everybody has a lot of depth at quarterback. Okay, play number 18. Now, quarterback wants to run, makes a nice play. But my one big critique here, and again, this quarterback had a total of 2 days practice for this game, so I'm going to give him a bit of a break. Plays receiver for us in Bantam, plays quarterback in high school, and we threw him in cold on a short week, so I'll give him some credit here, but he does not do a very good job selling this fake. Ball is out here. Everybody could see it. His head's turned around and go around, right? He would have had better luck getting these players influenced if he spent a little bit more time in here.
Not a fun team to get thrown to the Wolves against either.
No.
Against that defense.
I give Tristan a lot of credit for how he played that game, but since we're talking about this concept, it's easy to kind of point that out.
Oh, absolutely.
Last one that we're going to look at today before I let everybody go. Okay, same thing. We're going to fake to the left here. Right. I would have liked a little bit more time influencing him, but look how lost the defensive end is. Or, sorry, the linebacker who comes in. Okay? He has a clean run on a blitz, but because we do a decent enough job faking, he heels down the line on the first fake.
Nice job by Parker there, too, sealing him in like that.
I was just going to highlight.
He's got his back turned.
I was just going to highlight the play there of the fullback. This play works on all levels right now. This is exactly the options we have. Parker, you're buying your quarterback some time. We get a nice fake here. We're actually going to have, I don't know if you can see it come available here, but we have the 5 route here, the 6 route. I think we run it 5 against this team, and then we have the 8 over top, and we're gonna almost get into the end zone here. Not quite sure why Blaze stopped running there, but Ben was open, Blaze was open on that play. That play action buys you time.
Yeah, and he also could have ran there for a decent amount of yards too. So you had all 3 options there. It's kind of the perfect storm.
And that's what we've highlighted all of these calls is we want those 3 options. We want to give you 2 receivers and we want to give you the ability to run the ball. These plays are backbreakers for the defense. You can give up, you can score from pretty much anywhere on the field if these are ran right. If you spend the time committing to the little things, the little fakes, the rolling over, having your running back pretend that he has the ball and he's making cuts, we can well, Parker, there was another play of that game too, but I'm not going to show that one.
We can show that one.
But that's what I have for you today on play action. So are there any questions on play action plays from anybody on the chat or anything anybody wants to add? Going once, going twice. All right, everybody, that's what I had for you today. We'll be back Thursday with a new topic. I'll send out an email Thursday morning to everybody on the mailing list, letting them know what it is. And as soon as the CFL draft is done, we should be getting our guest speakers in. So I'll let you know about who those are going to be and when we can have them. It's just all of my contacts are pretty busy right now trying to figure out which players they're going to draft. But thank you for attending, and I will see you on Thursday.